Okay, so this one we're going to talk about body paragraphs of an essay, the body of an essay. Okay, so when we're talking about the body of an essay, we have to remember that the whole point of the body is to develop the thesis and prove that the thesis is right. So you're giving reasons for your opinion, which you express in the thesis. If you're writing just like a formulaic 5-paragraph essay, then your intro paragraph is 1 paragraph, and the body's going to be 3 paragraphs, and the conclusion's another paragraph. So what you're going to have is 5 paragraphs total. The 3 in the middle are the ones that prove your point. In the body paragraph, you just need to make sure, again, that you're supporting the thesis. And as you're doing that, you're writing paragraphs. And inside each paragraph, you need to have a topic sentence and support for that topic sentence too. So you need to make sure you understand the structure also of a paragraph. Okay, so let's review that. Now let's pretend that we wrote this thesis statement, and it says, it is important to understand the relationship between sleep and health, since without it, we are more at risk of depression, of being involved in more car accidents, and at developing heart disease. Now, I can look at that thesis because it's a 3-point specific focus thesis. I know what the writer's going to talk about. The writer's going to mention depression, risk of accidents, and developing heart disease as negative effects of sleep deprivation. So your body paragraphs, the 3 body paragraphs that you're going to have in your essay, the first one's going to be about risk of depression. The second one's going to be about risk of being in accidents. And then the third one's going to be about risk of developing heart disease. Okay? Now, of course, you have to develop those ideas and you have to write a paragraph for each of those points. But each of those points is going back and connecting to the thesis. That's the major important message here, is all of these points need to go back to support that thesis that sleep deprivation can cause these problems. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and written the topic sentence for each of these body paragraphs. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you those. I've done this. So I have my 3 body paragraphs, and I just have a topic sentence for each one. The first one says, the lack of sleep can result in a change in psychological health, namely depression. So you can see in my topic sentence here, I'm just focusing on that first negative effect that I mentioned in the thesis, depression. And I'm not saying the same exact words as I said in the thesis. I'm using keywords that are the same, or I'm repeating the same word, or I'm using a synonym for them, right? Like up here, I use risk of depression. And here I just say can result in a change in psychological health, namely depression. And that's caused by the lack of sleep, which is the point of my paper. So I'm bringing back the point of the paper, which is the lack of sleep can be problematic. And this one paragraph is just going to focus on the problem of depression. Okay. And then, of course, inside of this paragraph, I really should have also 3 points to support how lack of sleep can cause depression. Okay. And so you can do that by having, support number 1 or reason number 1, support number 2, support number 3. And, this could be like some sort of statistic. It could be a quote. It could be any different thing. It could be your observations. And then, of course, after the support, you would want to give a fact, a reason, an example, a detail, or even an analysis, okay, of what you've written here, okay? So I'm going to just show you sort of the outline of a body paragraph. Might look like this, okay? So here's my first point on depression. This whole thing is about depression. Just the whole first body paragraph is just focusing on how lack of sleep can cause depression. And I'm going to prove that in 3 points, 2 or 3, it's like not a certain number, you know, and I have to brainstorm. I have to think about it, right? But my first point might be something like, you know, I might say, first of all, lack of sleep can cause mood swings in most people. Even as few as 6 hours of sleep each night can develop this problem. Okay, and I'm going to use the word 6. Okay. Now, here's my first point. First of all, lack of sleep can cause mood swings in most people. Even as few as 6 hours of sleep each night can develop this problem. There we go. I have my point. Could develop mood swings. Well, I'm not really talking about depression, right? So maybe I need to go back in there and talk about that. But I have a fact, a number, okay? Fewer than 6 hours of sleep can help develop this problem. So let me go back and change. First of all, lack of sleep can cause mood swings, and mood swings can contribute to depression over time, right? Okay. My second point, what do I want to say? In addition, right? In addition, I don't know. I have to do some research. I have to think about this, right? But in addition, I'm just going to come up with something right now, and later I can change it. But in addition, I'm not going to say lack of sleep again. I'm going to say sleep deprivation, so that I'm not being too repetitive, but I'm restating a key term. So in addition, sleep deprivation can contribute to anxiety due to the lack of a rested mind. And anxiety is a contributor for depression. Okay. And then instead of using a fact this time, I'm going to use an example for my fact, raise an example or detail. So I'm going to say, for example, when, you know, I can use a personal example. I could use someone I know. I could use something from a book I've read, you know, or an observation. For example, my roommate in college, you know, slept only 5 hours each night and experienced a great deal of stress, and as a result became very sad and depressed. Okay, I'm not really proving anything here. I'm just giving examples. I might want to use some quote or some statistic to really prove my point, okay? And I might want to do that in the third one, okay? So my third point of the body, I might want to say, most importantly, studies show that without the recommended 8 hours of sleep over a period of 1 year, the majority of adults developed moderate to severe, I can't spell severe, you know, depression, oftentimes resulting in the need for counseling and medication. Okay. I mean, I just made that up, but obviously if this were a real paper, I would be going and doing some research. Okay. Now I have my 3 points there. Each point has a fact, reason, example, detail, or analysis. Well, this one could have an analysis. At the end, I'm going to analyze this. My point here, I mentioned a study. I would, of course, need to reference the source of that study in there, and then analyze it. You know, say, in other words, lack of sleep is not just correlated with depression. It is also it also contributes to depression. Okay, so I've analyzed this and brought it back, and I've brought it into my argument. Now, here would be a great first body paragraph, and it's only focusing on that first point of my thesis about depression. Okay, obviously now I got to go and write a paragraph about being in a car accident, being in types of accidents, and then developing heart disease. And I've written those topic sentences here. I'm not going to write the paragraph, but here's the example of my second topic sentence. In addition, insomnia can increase the risk of being involved in more accidents, such as from vehicles or heavy machinery. That would be my topic sentence for the next paragraph. And then in that paragraph, I would have 2 or 3 points, and each point would have some sort of fact or reason or example or detail or analysis of a quote or, paraphrase or statistic. And here's my last body paragraph for my thesis. Finally, sleep deprivation can make people susceptible to developing heart disease. And in this body paragraph, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to have 2 or 3 supporting points, and each of those is going to have a fact, a reason, example, detail, or analysis. Okay? And then, of course, I'll have my concluding paragraph. Okay? So that's that. If you want to see, here I have an outline of a body paragraph, just what I went over. You need to have a topic sentence at the beginning. That topic sentence needs to relate to the thesis of the essay. And then you have supporting point 1, supporting point 2, supporting point 3. Each of those supporting points should have a fact, reason, example, detail, or analysis. Okay? And that's all within this grand scheme of an essay. So zooming out, we have the intro right here, which has a hook and a thesis. Then we have body, A, B, and C. That's 3 body paragraphs. 1, 2, 3. Each body paragraph has a topic sentence that relates back to the thesis, and 2 or 3 supporting points that each have facts, reasons, examples, details, and analysis. And then in the conclusion, you're going to restate your thesis statement and give an end hook, which you're going to see in the next video. Okay, I hope that this helped you. I know it's a lot. As you work on it, you're going to develop the skills and get better and better. All right.